Hey y'all, it's me, Kendra T, the SLP. A while ago, I posted a video about how to schedule students for teletherapy when they're at home. Well, I wanted to post a video about how to schedule students for teletherapy when they're in school. It's pretty much the same process, but I still wanted to give some information on that. So again, let me set the scenario for you. I am working remotely and I work in a school district serving students with teletherapy. Most of my students are in school because my school district right now is open. So a lot of them are in school. I have a few who are at home. I'm talking about scheduling the students who are seated in school for their speech therapy services, okay? First thing, talk to the teachers about blocks of time for when the students are available throughout the day, throughout the week, really. And take those notes and write down who's available when, 8 to 8:30 or 8 to 8:15, depending on your speech therapy time. I use a program that I created for individual therapy. I'll get more into that later. It's coming, y'all. But yes, talk to the teachers about blocks of time that the students are available. Number 2, create an electronic calendar invite for the teacher and for the student with the email link, and then send that out. My school district has, we use G Suite, so Google everything, and the students all do have their own email addresses. Now they can't get email, but they can get things added to their calendar. That's the workaround that I figured out. So when I schedule it, I use an electronic Google or electronic calendar. I use Google because that's what my school district uses. I'm not advertising or promoting or giving any recommendations for a particular electronic calendar. There's also iCal for Apple products. There's also, I don't know what Yahoo uses, but there's also Microsoft Team calendars if that's what you're using. And then also, what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank, but basically electronic calendars. So invite the teacher so that they know when the session is scheduled and they get the email notification, and invite the student so that way the student can access it directly. And then send it out. That's number 2. Number 3, you might need to explain to teachers what I just said. I'm sending you this Google or this email calendar invite so that you know when the session is, and you can go ahead and prompt the student to get on, and then the student gets it so that they can access it directly from their device. These days, we're not post-COVID, but in the middle of COVID, soon to be post-COVID, hopefully, times, the students pretty much have their devices. A lot of the students have devices, especially in my school district, and maybe a lot of other school districts. So they're using Chromebooks. They have a special login that's their device, and they can access it with their login. All right, so you might have to explain this. You might have to do a demonstration, train the students on how to access it. I like to train them so that the students are independent as possible in getting into the session. And all the teachers have to do is prompt them. This works for me with this training and explaining. And again, in this middle, in the valley of the COVID times that we're in, by now, pretty much everybody has experience with doing these types of things, using Google calendars or electronic calendars, and joining sessions and joining meetings, Zoom, Google Meets, whatever you use. Everyone kind of has some experience with that. So I do that training, and I like to do that training because that way it helps my students to be as independent as possible. From kindergarten on up, they all get into the rhythm of how to open that computer, log in with their however they log in. It may be a QR code or maybe something else, but then click, they're in there. Number 4, for scheduling the students who are in school, push out a reminder to teachers. If you're using an electronic calendar, then there's a function or feature on there with a little envelope. That's how you can email. If I've changed the schedule, recently, or if the teachers have changed the schedule, or if the link has changed, or if we're coming back from a break, I push out a reminder, like maybe an hour before or earlier in the morning, reminder, this session is today, and it has all the session information, including the link. So that's also handy. It's also handy to have direct communication with the teachers through communication apps. A lot of them use the apps to communicate with parents, like Dojo or Remind app. So those, or some types of other messenger apps. I get teachers' cell phone numbers, text them directly, and send out a reminder if I need to, especially as like reminder, speech in 3 minutes. Once you've been working with certain teachers long enough, you kind of know that teacher and you know what they need. So some teachers I know, they need a reminder an hour before or 10 minutes before, or like speech in 3 minutes, and that's all they need. Oh, let me go. Hey, so-and-so, time for speech, get on your computer. You know, they do that. Some set timers, they don't need reminders. You know your teachers. So those are the 4 steps that I do for scheduling speech teletherapy with my students who are seated in school. If you found at least one thing helpful in this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel and share it. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, I am starting an email list because I want to be able to stay in touch with y'all. Y'all put some nice comments and questions here under the YouTube channel videos. But then you also go over to my social media at Kendra T Allison on Instagram and TikTok and Clubhouse, and then also on Facebook, but I rarely use Facebook. But you post great comments and compliments and questions, and so I would like to start an email list to stay in touch with you about some things that I'm working on, including the program to teach how to do and set up your own teletherapy program for you and your school, with your teachers and your needs. And you don't have to go and leave your school district to do that. All right, thanks so much. I appreciate you watching. Holla koala. I am so thirsty today. I'm always thirsty. That's why I keep my water close by.